So we'll all begin sitting in a comfortable position. We'll just start off stretching some of the muscles across your obliques and your lats and your ribs and your neck, because a lot of the core work involves a lot of neck strength. So up here is your trap one. The muscles in here are your scalenes, and they all get a lot of work when you're doing a core workout. So we'll inhale, reaching both hands up to the sky. Taking a deep breath, and then on the exhale, bring your hands out to the sides until your fingers find the floor and your lungs are empty. Push out a little bit of air at the bottom, like and inhale, reaching both hands up to the sky. Sip in a little bit of air at the top, like one more time. Inhale, both hands out to the sides until your fingers find the floor. Inhale, reaching both hands up to the sky. And then dropping your right hand down to the side and reaching your left arm over your head. So you're kind of extending your fingertips across. You feel a good stretch across the left part of your rib cage and your obliques. Taking a deep breath and roll the left shoulder blade over the right so your heart gets to look up towards the ceiling. On an exhale, squeeze from the obliques to come back up. Both hands come to the sky. Wiggle your fingers for a second, just for the fun of it, because it's Friday, also known as day. And then we'll drop your left hand down by the side and reach your right hand over your head, extending your right fingertips towards the wall over your left shoulder, and then rolling your right shoulder blade over the left so your heart gets to look up towards the ceiling, and then extend just a little bit more if that feels okay. Taking a deep breath, and then on the exhale, squeezing back up, both hands come to the sky, wiggle your fingers, hands come down to the ground. You're going to drop your chin down to your chest, just letting your neck relax for a minute. And then we're going to roll your right ear to your right shoulder. So you stretch out the left side of your neck, letting your left shoulder be heavy. Dropping your chin back down to your chest, rolling your left ear to your left shoulder. So you feel that stretch in the right part of your neck. Again, rolling down to center, bring your right ear to your right shoulder. And just for the fun of it, see if you can take your eyes up to the ceiling. See what's going on up there. Take your eyes down to the floor. See how that kind of changes the stretch. Roll your chin to your chest. One time, left ear to your left shoulder. Again, take the gaze up to the ceiling. Looks kind of normal. Take the gaze down to the floor. There's your knee. Then come on back to center, just turning side to side. And then we'll come on to all fours on your hands and knees on your mat. So with your hands under your shoulders and your knees under your hips, we're going to inhale to look up, dropping your belly button down towards the floor. And then exhale, curving your chin to your belly button and pushing your spine up to the ceiling. For cat-cow, just taking a few breaths at your own pace. So you're flexing your spine and extending your spine, warming up the muscles in your shoulder, along your spinal column, your core. We'll all take one or two more breaths. And then we'll meet in a nice neutral spine. Cool. So from here, we're going to tuck your belly button into your spine. So you're actively engaging your core in this hands and knees position. We're going to reach your right arm out in front of you, so your right biceps is in line with your ear, and then push your left heel straight back behind you. Take in a deep breath, and then on the exhale, connect elbow to knee under your body, hold for a moment, and then extend back out, reaching as far as you can. Exhale to connect, elbow to knee. Inhale to extend. Exhale to connect. Inhale to extend. Exhale to connect. Inhale to extend. We'll do two more. One more. Reaching out and then coming back down onto all fours. Take a moment to resettle and reach your left biceps out in front of you. And you're keeping your gaze straight down at the floor so your neck is nice and neutral. Engage your core so you're flexing your abs, and then push your right heel straight back behind you. Take in a deep breath, and then on the exhale, connect elbow to knee. Inhale to extend. Exhale to connect. Inhale to extend. Exhale, making that connection, but all the while looking down at the floor. And when you're reaching out, reach as far as you can. Exhale to connect. Inhale to extend. We'll do 2 more. Making that connection, coming in. Time reaching out. One more time coming in. Reaching out. And coming back down onto all fours. Bring your knees out to either side of the mat, dropping your bum down towards your heels. We'll come into child's pose, walking your fingertips forward and letting your forehead drop down towards the floor. Then coming back up, we'll make your way to laying down flat on your back on the mat. So we're gonna celebrate this Friday with some crunches because it's Crunch Friday. So we're gonna do 25 of them. You can put your hands behind your head or you can put your hands across your chest, but no matter what you do, you wanna maintain a little space between your chin and your chest. And we're gonna do 25 crunches. Count, go at your own pace. I'm gonna start now. And bring your head and your shoulder blades up off the mat and lower back down slowly. When you get to 25, you can give yourself a big pat on the belly. Try and hold it for a second at the top of each crunch. So you're getting a good contraction and you're making it really difficult. And then when you get to 25, you can stop for a second. I'm going to extend out your left foot, pushing your left heel as far away from you as you can, and reach your right hand over your head. So for this one, you can either put your left hand on your belly or put your hand behind your head to give your neck a little bit of support. But we're going to crunch up and reach for that opposite toe so that your right shoulder blade comes up off the mat, and then lower back down slowly. We're going to do 15 of those on each side. So start whenever you're ready and count out 15. Eleven, 13, 14, 15. Great. Once you get to 15, switch sides, do the same thing in the other direction. So straightening out your right leg, left hand goes over your head. Right hand can support your head or go on your belly. We'll crunch up to touch your toe. Bring your left shoulder blade up off the mat. One more for me. Ugh. Those are so wonderfully challenging. Okay, find yourself scooting a little bit and you get yourself back in position. We're going to bring your hands down by your heels so you can find your heels with your fingertips. And with your knees in line with your hips and your heels in line with your hips, we're going to push off your heels so your hips come up to the sky for hip raises. We're going to do 15 of these. So you go down slowly, squeeze up strong, and hold for a beat at the top so you get a strong contraction. We'll do 2 more. 14 and 15. Then lowering down nice and even. Okay, so we're going to do a set of figure 4 crunches. So we're going to cross your right ankle over your left knee, and then bring both hands behind your head. And we're going to crunch straight up and down. And if this feels pretty manageable, you want to make it harder, straighten your left leg up towards the floor, and try and bring both shoulder blades up off the mat 15 times on each side. Count them out. 4. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. Oh. Cool. Once you finish your 15, switch sides, crossing your left ankle over your right knee, and straightening your right leg up if that's the way you want to do it, or leaving your foot on the floor. And then whenever you're ready, start counting them out. Cool. Once you finish your 15 reps of that, just take a moment to straighten out your legs, reach your hands over your head, stretch out that abdominal wall, take in a deep breath. Maybe yawn. And then bring your hands down by your sides. And we're going to scoot your hands underneath your bum and straighten out your legs. We're going to do leg lifts for 20 reps. So straightening your legs so they come up over your hips, and then lowering them down slowly so they end up just above the floor but don't touch. Count out 20. When you get done with that, you can rest. If this kind of stresses out your lower back, you can bend your knees and it takes some of the strain off, or you can prop up your butt a little higher with your hands. Found a squeaky part of the floor. 20. Cool. Once you finish your 20 reps, you can stop for a second. Oh, feels good, right? Okay, so next thing we're going to do are called hollow holds. We did this last week, and if I remember correctly, everybody really liked them so much that we're going to do them again. So we're going to reach both hands over your head, straighten out your legs, and then we're going to squeeze to raise your head, your arms, and your shoulder blades and your legs off the mat at the same time, and hold for 3 seconds. So coming up, 1, 2, 3, and then lower back down. We're going to do 10 of these. Go at your own pace. There's 2. There's 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. Oh. There's 8. Oh, if they get hard, just dig deep and do better. 9. There's 10. I know that there's a lot of core teachers out there with stronger abs than me. Power to you. I'm one of the normal people who's getting very warm. Okay, so we're going to come onto your side. We're going to do hip raises up and down. So we'll start off with your left elbow, or right, it doesn't matter really. But whatever arm is there, you're keeping your shoulder girdle really strong. So you're not letting your body collapse, but you're staying engaged throughout the shoulder. You can stack one foot in front of on top of the other and raise your hips up and down off the floor. If that feels too hard, you can plant your right foot over the top and then use that for a little bit of support. But we're going to go for 15 of these on each side. So whichever variation is right for you, start whenever you're ready. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Whenever you're done, switch sides. Do the same thing on the other. So same deal, just to reiterate, because repetition is the key for happiness. We're going to keep that shoulder girdle really strong for the arm that's on the floor. Then raise your hips up, find whichever variation is right for you. And then 15 reps, raising your hips off the floor. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Too much fun. Okay. Whenever you finish with your hip raises, we're going to come to laying down flat on your back again. All right, we're going to straighten out your left leg along the floor and bring your right hand behind your head. And then we're going to crunch, bringing your left knee to your right elbow to make that actual physical connection, and then straighten back out. We're going to go for 15 of these. 2, 3, 4. Try and keep a space between your chin and your chest. 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. Cool. Whenever you finish that, switch sides. Bring your left hand behind your head, straighten out your right leg along the floor, and then connect left elbow to right knee over your body for 15 times. Eight, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Cool. You're gonna roll over onto your side again and come all the way into a plank position. So like a high plank. So fingertips spread really wide, hands under your shoulders, come up onto your toes. And then from here we're going to do slow motion mountain climbers. So bring a knee to your elbow, come back out, bring a knee to your opposite elbow. If you really feel inspired, like you want to do these fast, go for it. I'm going to do them kind of slow. I'm going to go for a set of 20 total. Think about keeping your shoulders strong and engaged so your spine isn't collapsing through your shoulder blades. And whenever you get to 20, stop and come all the way down onto your belly. Cool. So from here, we're going to come into Superman's. So reaching both hands out in front of you, we're going to fly up, raising your arms and legs off the mat. Hold for 3 breaths. And then lower back down slowly, letting your forehead rest for a moment. And then coming back up. We're going to do 10 of these total. Now, if this feels really hard, a variation is to just raise your arms up or just your legs up. As always, listen to your body. The object here is to make yourself stronger, not to hurt yourself. I think I have one more. Whenever you finish with your Supermans, we'll come all the way back into Child's Pose. Stretching out your lower back. Walk your fingertips out in front of you. Let your forehead drop down towards the floor. Just going to take some of that pressure off. And then coming on up, we'll make your way onto your back again. Alright, so this next one is one of my all-time favorite lower abdominal exercises. Mostly because it's so difficult. So you're going to bring your hands under your hips. Straighten both legs up over your hips. And we're going to kick your butt up off the floor and lower it down slowly. As slow as you can. We're going to do 15 of these. Try and keep your feet within a narrow window over your hips. So it's not like you're rocking up like that, but you're just kicking straight up and down. And try and lower as slowly as you can. It's like you're pausing for a second at the top, then lowering down. Oh, I think that's 15 for me. Cool. So when everyone's finished those, we're going to lift up your legs to create a tabletop with your shins and your knees directly over your heels. Then we're going to press your hands into your thighs and your thighs into your hands. So you're creating pressure from 2 different directions. Imagine you have a piece of coal in your palm and you want to make a diamond. We're going to push this and hold it for 30 seconds. Starting right now. So this is the one where you can totally take it easy on yourself, or you can make it really difficult. And since you're here, I recommend making it really difficult. So really push your hands into your thighs. Really push your thighs into your hands. And you should feel a really strong engagement deep into your core. You got 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cool. Extend out your legs and your arms over your head. Stretch out your abdominal wall. Cool. So bringing both knees together, we're going to drop both knees over to one side. Doesn't matter which side. We're going to keep those legs kind of stacked. Ankles are over each other, knees are over each other as much as can be. We're going to bring both hands behind your head. We're going to try and bring both shoulder blades up off the mat. 15 times on each side. So you're squeezing right from here, from your obliques. You're going to try and hold at the top of each crunch for a full 1 Mississippi type count. Whenever you get to 15, pause, roll over onto the other side. We'll do 15 to keep you balanced. It would be kind of weird if you just did one side. Start whenever you're ready. Count up 15. Great. Whenever you finished your 15 reps here, we're going to come into a forearm plank. So forearm plank, forearms resting on the floor. You can bring your hands so that your palms face each other like you're holding onto a box like this, or press your fingertips into the floor. Both are pretty good. Once you press your fingertips into the floor, it makes it a little bit harder. So we're going to hold this for a full minute. So, coming onto your toes, starting right now. Cool. So 60 seconds, keeping your hips kind of not like low down to the ground, not high up, but you want to keep your body as straight as you can. In the area in between your scapula, your shoulder blades, where your spine is, you want to try and push that up towards the ceiling, all the while looking straight down at the floor. Inhale fully and exhale completely. And as you breathe, try and keep your core engaged. So as you exhale, like you're tucking your belly button in towards your spine and up to your heart. We're going to hold this for 25 more seconds. Good. 15 to go. Keep pushing out through the heels and the crown of your head. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way down onto your belly. Let your forehead rest on the floor. And then walking your fingertips underneath your shoulders, we're going to come into, in yoga they call it baby cobra. In a core class we're going to call it baby cobra too. Just because I don't know what else to call it. So squeezing from your lower back, we're going to raise your heart up off the floor. And your hands are here just to give you a little bit of support, but they could come off the mat if they wanted to. But your shoulder blades are drawing down towards your bum and your elbows are tightened to your sides. And you're pressing the tops of your feet into the floor. Relax and come down. Forehead comes to the mat. Take a breath. One more time. Floating on up. Drawing your shoulders down towards your bum. It's like you're pressing your hips into the floor. Hold here for 2 more breaths. Lower on back down. And then one last time. One last baby cobra. Floating on up. Pressing the tops of your feet into the mat. If you're surfing, this is kind of how you would paddle. But I don't think many of us are surfing these days. And then slowly coming on down. Pushing off your hands and knees all the way back into child's pose. Stretching out your lower back one last time. And then if you want to finish with a few cat and cows, you can. But other than that, we're done.